Hello beautiful souls, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching this. For this reading, we're going to be diving deep into the next chapter of your life. So we have 4 piles for this reading, pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. I'm going to add the crystals and I'll be right back. And here I've added the crystals. For pile 1, we have a yellow azestolite. For pile 2, we have this amethyst. For pile 3, we have this black tourmaline. And for pile 4, we have this shungite egg. Pick whichever pile number, or crystal is calling you most, and that is going to be your reading. Timestamps will be listed down below along with the decks that I use, and there is also going to be an extended, in fact, I totally forgot to mention this, but I'll put the reading breakdown right here. If you're interested in that, the link for the extended will be in the description box as well. So now let's get into these readings. Hello pile 1, how are you doing? Let me know in the comment section below. You've chosen this yellow azestolite, and I'm going to keep your crystal right here. Before we get into your cards, if you're interested in diving deeper into your inner work journey, then definitely consider one-on-one coaching with me. Through my one-on-one coaching program, I help women connect to their spirit in a way that's aligned with you and give you the tools that you need throughout your inner work journey in a way that's empowering and aligned and specifically designed for you. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, my coaching link is in the description box. And if you want to book personal tarot readings, the link for that is also in the description box. So now let's get into your cards. I'm just going to lay them out. We have Pisces and Venus, protection and memory with the 6 of Swords. Let me lay these out and I'll be right back. Alright, pile 1, I've laid out all your cards here, and this is the main theme of this next chapter for you. But before I get into this, I actually got a message while I was shuffling your cards that this next chapter is going to be extremely fruitful and abundant for you. And there seems to be like a lot of things going on for you simultaneously, because especially while I was shuffling this tarot card, so many cards fell out. So be sure to have a good grounding routine in this next chapter, because with all the things that are coming towards you, it might become easy to be overwhelmed. So just make sure that you have a practice that's helping you move through all of the amazing things that are coming your way. But again, because it's like a lot of energy, though I feel like you've built yourself up to handle it, it's just to be mindful about that. So the first thing right off the bat with Venus and love here is that for many of you, this next chapter, a main theme of it is love. Is romantic love, is self-love, it's building connections, it's enhancing the connections that you have with the loved ones, and building on the relationships that you have in your life right now, and even expanding that. For some of you, if you're single, then this is a really good sign that you're finally going to be meeting somebody that you guys can start building a solid foundation with, if that's something you want. But there's definitely like love in the air for you in this next chapter. And I'm also getting with Pisces that this is about you connecting to the deeper parts of yourself and integrating all of the things that you've worked through and learned in the past. You're starting to integrate it, and through that integration process, you're becoming stronger. So a major theme in the next chapter of your life is integration and trusting and having faith in yourself and in your intuition, and being guided out of challenging situations. So if you found that it was difficult for you to physically manifest the things that you've desired, like you've done a lot of manifestation work and things haven't actually appeared in your life, or you found it difficult to just maintain a steady flow of things, and there may have been quite a few challenges that you were dealing with this 6 of Swords is telling me that a main theme of your next chapter is moving out of those situations, moving into calmer waters, finally having a steady, consistent foundation for yourself, being protected from any evil eye or any negative toxic energies, and being able to just enjoy your life in good company, in good presence, and building yourself up. I'm also hearing upgrades. I think another main theme of the next chapter of your life is upgrading your life. You're going to be upgrading your life in so many ways, financially, physically. I feel like some of you might even go through a major glow up here where you'll look completely different, or like you'll just feel different, and you'll be very magnetic, I think. But you're upgrading your lifestyle. Like there's a lot of upgrades happening to you in this next chapter of your life. I'm hearing that in this next chapter, one of the main themes is like you answering the question of how can you upgrade your life in a way that's in alignment with you and your intuition and trusting your inner guidance. So I feel like that's a question that you're going to be answering, or like maybe if you're not directly answering that question, I think that's like the decisions that you're making are going to be in alignment with that question. I hope that makes sense. But like that question is going to be very prominent in this next chapter of your life. So now let's pull your tarot cards and get into what you're closing and leaving behind. So in this next chapter of their life, Spirit, what are they closing and leaving behind for good? We have the King of Cups and the Ace of Wands. So what I'm getting with this King of Cups and the Ace of Wands is that you're closing out a cycle in this next chapter completely of diminishing your light, shrinking yourself to fit in, of not trusting your inner guidance and your intuition. You're closing all of that out. You're beginning to trust in your inner guidance more and more. You're allowing your light to be shined. You're allowing your light to shine through, and you're not shrinking yourself. You're not playing small just to make other people comfortable. And I also feel like you're healing and closing out a cycle of any wounded masculine energies. So anything that made it difficult also for you to, again, like we were saying here, ground your manifestations. Anything that made it difficult for you to hold wealth and money and attract money in, like all of those things are things that you're closing and leaving behind in this old chapter as you move into this new next chapter. I also feel like you're finally closing out a cycle of trusting other people's guidance over your own. It seems like you're closing out a cycle of needing to look towards others to be your guide, or to give you a sense of direction, or for some like clarity. It's like you're no longer going to be looking to others for that. You're rather going to be looking inwards, which makes sense with Pisces here as the main theme of your next chapter. And even with the Six of Swords, I'm getting the feeling that your internal guidance system is going to be at the forefront, and you're going to be trusting that to the point where you no longer feel the need to look towards others to be your source of guidance, to look towards others to be your source of light. Like you're closing all of that out in this next chapter. And the last thing I'm getting with this is that you're closing out a cycle of passivity, of being passive and allowing things and opportunities to pass you by, maybe either out of fear of rejection or fear of not being good enough or whatever kept you passive. You're now closing that cycle out. And for others of you, it may not even have been you that was passive. It may have been the masculine energy in your life, or a masculine energy that you had to deal with that was extremely passive and never set that healthy boundary, or never set like healthy boundaries, and so kind of like compromised your safety as well as theirs, or just didn't really provide that sense of stability and structure because they were so passive. That whole cycle, like anything related to that, is also closing out completely. Now let's see what catalyst will bring this next chapter in your life? What catalyst is going to bring this next chapter into pile one's life? Thank you. We have the Queen of Wands. I love this. This is about you being the catalyst, you embracing your strength and your power and your inner fire is the catalyst that's starting this next chapter. You stepping fully into your divine energy, you connecting to your feminine energy and starting to allow for the flow of your passions and standing firm in your power. I think all of those things are going to be the catalyst to starting this new chapter. It's whatever work you're doing on yourself, the love that you're giving yourself, the permission to be your full self, the permission to show up fully, authentically yourself. It's that permission that you're giving yourself that's starting this next chapter. That catalyst is literally you connecting to the raw power within you, to your life force energy power, to that sacral power within you. It's you being bold and standing up for yourself and just taking up space and being just like this Queen of Wands here, like embodying the Queen of Wands energy. This could be two things. This could be you stepping into this Queen of Wands energy, embodying this Queen of Wands energy, where you're no longer afraid to take up space, where you're allowing your warmth and your light to shine through, where you're connecting deeper to your life force energy and your passions, and you're grounding your passions. You're starting to take action on your passions. You're starting to radiate and allow your light to be seen. And or this could be another person who embodies this Queen of Wands energy, who is doing all of those things, who is shining brightly, who is radiating, who isn't afraid of other people and does not dim their light for others, who stands firm in their power and in their strength and is bold. And that person could be inspiring you, and therefore the catalyst to your next chapter, because they're inspiring you to be this type of person, to stand firm in yourself, to allow your power to shine through, and to start to love yourself and your life force energy, and like go through that journey of embodying the Queen of Wands. Because the Queen of Wands is fierce, she's powerful, she lets her power shine through, she's not afraid of anybody, she's warm and nurturing too. But if you think of like those really fiery mothers, that's kind of like the Queen of Wands. Like, she's not going to take shit, but she's also going to be warm and nurturing. She's fiery, she's bold, she's radiant, and she's passionate. And I feel like this is either you aligning with that, or this is somebody else who's inspiring you to bring those qualities out of yourself, because you already have those qualities within you, and it's just about bringing them out. And so that's the catalyst for this next chapter, is that bringing out these qualities from within you, starting to be radiant and shining and taking up space and being unapologetic and just connecting deeper to your life force energy, allowing for the flow of life force energy in your body as well. So some of you could be really working with your chakras, especially your sacral chakra. I feel like your sacral and even your solar plexus, those two could be heavily activated in order to be the thing that jumps you into this next chapter. So starting to work with those two chakras could bring in this next chapter as well. Now let's see the main part of this reading as what's going to happen in this next chapter of your life. Let's see what major events are going to happen during this next chapter of your life. We kind of already touched on that, but let's see in more detail what is going to be happening for pile 1 in the next chapter of their life. We have, wow, the 9 of Cups. So So like I was saying earlier, this next chapter of your life, you are receiving your wishes. Literally, this next chapter, you are getting your wish fulfillment. This Nine of Cups is also giving me glow up energy. I feel like you're glowing up. Your finances are glowing up. You're also physically glowing up. I feel like your skin is going to be doing so much better in the next chapter of your life. And I think you're just going to look very radiant. I feel like you're going to feel very happy and very fulfilled. And generally, like, oozing out of you is going to be this, like, fulfilled aura, this happy aura, this sense of like peace. I feel like during this next chapter of your life, it's all about wish fulfillment and peace, getting the things that you've been desiring, the things that you've been working towards, finally having them, finally feeling like content and at peace with your life, finally feeling stable and secure in the life that you've built for yourself, and coasting, but coasting in a good way. Finally, like, being free to just relax and take a breath and enjoy all the things that you've worked so hard to build, or that you've put in the like energy to manifest. Finally being able to enjoy those things and hold space for those things. Also, for some of you, this could be like creating financial security through wise investments, putting your money away in like areas that will help it to grow, so that you have like nest eggs, so to speak. That's coming through as well. Let's see if we can get a little more specific with this. Spirit, could you clarify this? We have strength. With strength coming out to clarify this, I'm getting the feeling that this next chapter is you finally being free to go in the directions that you want to move in, and finally feeling like you have the freedom to move where you want to move, to go where you want to go, to have the experiences that you want to have, and trusting and having faith in yourself to have those things. I love this for you, Pile 1. This next chapter, like I said in the very beginning, the first message that I got when I was shuffling your cards, this next chapter is going to be extremely fruitful for you. There's a lot of things that are coming in, and Spirit's kind of being a little bit vague in a way on like exact things, because I don't feel like there's just one exact thing. Like with this Nine of Cups, there's like many things, and we already kind of saw that in your reading, but like there's a lot of things that are going to be happening in this next chapter of your life. It's not just one big thing. There's not like, if you're your future self looking back on that next chapter, on this next chapter, you'll not be able to pinpoint one big thing that happened. I feel like there's going to be a lot of big things, and they're going to be all equally as important. And that's why Spirit is being a little bit like vague here. All right, now let's see how you will grow and evolve in this next chapter. How will Pile 1 grow and evolve in this next chapter? How will Pile 1 grow and evolve in this next chapter? Thank you. We have the Five of Cups. Ooh, and we have the Empress at the bottom. For some of you, if you do want children, I feel like this is you stepping into that role of like a parent. And if you've experienced loss in that area before, I'm sorry, that's not an easy thing to go through. And I feel like how you're going to grow and evolve, so just specific for those of you who that applies to, I think you're going to finally be overcoming that situation, and you're growing out of that to finally have the children that you desire, if that obviously applies for you. But for those of you who that doesn't apply to, I feel like you're growing and evolving out of these hurts and paying attention to losses, and you're moving away from losses. It's like you've learned your lessons and you're evolving out of that. Those things no longer have an impact on you other than the fact that they have strengthened you, other than the fact that you are now a stronger person because of that. I think you're much more hopeful and you're much more like looking towards the light, because this lighthouse in the distance is really calling to me on this Five of Cups, and it's giving me the feeling that you're far more hopeful and you're far more determined to walk towards the things that are lighting up your life, rather than worrying about the things that have already happened that may have not been great experiences. I think you're moving past that. How you're evolving is you're no longer allowing those things to weigh you down. You're no longer allowing past hurts or experiences of loss to weigh you down and to stop you from having the things that you want. Like, just using the children thing as an example, if you have experienced loss in that area before, you're not, in this next chapter, you're not allowing that loss to stop you from trying again. I think you're going to try again, most likely, and I feel like it's going to be very rewarding for many of you, because we do have the Empress at the bottom here. And that could apply to anything. I'm just using that as an example because it keeps coming up here. But I do feel like you're growing and evolving out of a lack mentality too, and sorrow. Like, your life is, yeah, of course, you know, sorrows happen in life and there's nothing we can really control about that. But I feel like your life in this next chapter is going to be way more fulfilling, to the point where the sorrows no longer feel heavy or burdensome or like take up the majority of the picture. You have so many other things going on that the losses and sorrows, while you experience them fully, you feel much more open to letting them go and allowing them to just be. I also wanted to take one card from this deck to see how you are growing and evolving in this next chapter. So Spirit, how is pile 1 growing and evolving in this next chapter? Fell on the floor. I feel like you're surrounding yourself with a community of people who are very uplifting and supporting of you, who are encouraging of you, and who you feel safe around. And they're helping you to grow and evolve as well. So we have the owl here and spider. I get the feeling, where should I put this? I get the feeling that you're becoming more wise through the situations that you've gone through and the experiences that you've gone through and overcome. In this next chapter, you're evolving because of this wisdom, and you're growing to trust in your inner wisdom, and like you're just becoming more wise and well learned and stronger in navigating your life and the ups and downs of life. Like you've gained so much wisdom, and you're evolving into somebody who's able to apply that wisdom whenever it's necessary to help them out in their life. And with the spider here, it's like you're weaving your web, you're creating your dreams, you're going after it, and you're using all the things that you've learned, all the wisdom that you've learned and gained, and all the knowledge that you've gained through your journey so far to help you build this web out, to help you build out your nest and your dreams and the things that you've desired to create in your life. Okay, and I'm also noticing that the owl is air element and spider is earth element. So one of the things is like opposites. You're growing and evolving into somebody who can hold space for opposites and create balance in their life, and somebody who can ground your ideas and your your intuition into something physical. You're able to ground the wisdom that you've learned, the knowledge that you've gained, and any ideas that come to you into something physical, so it's benefiting you, it's supporting your structure, it's allowing you to build out this web. Now let's take any last closing message from Spirit. Spirit, what last message would you like to close this reading out? There is going to be an extended, so we're going to go into that right now after this. If you're interested in the extended, the link is in my description box down below. But what last message would you like to give pile 1 before we move into the extended, Spirit? We have carnelian, which carnelian is, I'm pretty sure, a crystal that's very much associated with our passions, our fire, our inner fire. It like helps us take action. And so let's read from the guidebook for this. But I'm also hearing working with your root chakra could help kickstart this next chapter, because I think by working on your root chakra, you'll start to push that energy, this the life force energy within you, you'll start to push it up and into your sacral and solar plexus. And also, you know, I'm not a medical expert or anything like that, but if you have experienced a loss like in pregnancy, perhaps working with your sacral chakra and activating that could also help in this area, because our sacral chakra is where our womb resides, so that might be beneficial to you. You might want to look into it. Right, so carnelian, increased confidence, dignity, poise, self-assurance. Rising above the fray is much easier when you feel confident in your strengths and know that the conscious universe is lighting the path for you. There's no shame in feeling unsure as you leave behind the unfamiliar, but carnelian spirit is here to help you grow your confidence so that you can experience dignity and poise even when it is clear that you are imperfect and not completely certain of what step to take next. You have come so far and grown so much. Give yourself credit and know that you make the best decisions for the good of all when you feel self-assured, because you are connected to the conscious universe, your co-creator, at all times. You are awake and alert, heeding the signs that guide you on the healing path. So hold your head high. Carnelian is a stone of confidence, courage, and action. Fantastic for those who are prone to procrastination or have difficulty gathering the courage to take the first step. Carnelian lights a fire in your belly and other less comfortable places, pulls you up by the bootstraps, and says, let's go for it. So pile 1, this is where I'm going to end the main portion of your reading. Thank you so much for allowing me to do this reading for you, and thank you so much for being here. If this reading resonated with you, then like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm sending you lots of love and light, and I'll catch you in another video or reading. Bye. Hello pile 2, how are you doing? Let me know in the comment section below. You've chosen this amethyst, and I'm going to keep your crystal right here. Before we get into your reading, if you're interested in diving deeper in your inner work journey, then consider one-on-one coaching with me. Through my one-on-one coaching program, I help women connect to their spirit in a way that's aligned and specifically designed for you, and I help give you the tools that you need through your inner work journey in a way that's empowering and again aligned with you. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, my coaching link is in the description box, and if you wanted to book personal tarot readings, the link for that is also in my description box. So let's lay out your cards here. We have the Page of Pentacles, Tranquility, Openness, with Gemini and Aquarius. I'm gonna lay these all out and I'll be right back. So pile 2, I've laid out your cards, and these are the cards for the main theme of the next chapter of your life. And as you can see, we have a lot of air element here, a lot of heavy air energy. We have Gemini, which is an air sign, Aquarius, which is an air sign, and this air element right here on this Tranquility card. And what that's giving me is that you're gonna be in the next chapter of your life. It's all about expanding your mind, learning, growing, exploring new ideas, exploring new thoughts. For some of you, this could be going back to school or going to school. and even traveling. I'm hearing and seeing travel for many of you to expand your current viewpoints, expand your experiences. And with this openness card as well and the moon on it, it's giving me the feeling that some of you might be diving deeper into astrology or the zodiacs, or learning more about your connection to nature, even like diving deeper into your connection to nature, diving deeper into your health and wellness and how it relates to nature. I see that you're going to be expanding mentally a lot. You're going to be expanding your thoughts and your opinions, and I feel like you're going to be exploring a lot of new different things, new ideas, exploring unconventional ways of going about things. Like Aquarius is very unconventional. It's very against tradition, not against tradition, but it goes against the norm. It goes against tradition in ways. They're out of the box thinkers, and I feel like this next chapter of your life is all about that. It's embodying that energy of out of the box thinking, of going for different things, of trying new things, being open to explore. It seems like in this next chapter, you have an open road ahead of you, and it's what you make of it. So like, I'm literally seeing a vision of an open road, and you can choose which path you want to explore and how you want to go about it and what you want to learn along the way. And that's exactly what's happening in this next chapter, is that you're learning so much more and you're expanding into different arenas. And I think you're just growing. Like the Page of Pentacles is also about exploring and growing and learning. A lot of curiosity as well here. So the next chapter of your life, I feel like you're just being curious. You're just trying new things. You're being very curious about exploring the ideas that come up, and your curiosity is leading you to learn new things and grow in different ways. But there's just a huge emphasis on your mind, on growth, on learning, on curiosity and expanding. And also I'm feeling that in your travels, you're going to be meeting a lot of different people and opening your mind to different ways of living and to learning a new language. For many of you, I feel like you'll be learning a new language, or at least you'll be learning about different cultures through your travels and speaking to a lot of different people. I think you're going to be hearing a lot of different stories and meeting a lot of different people, communicating to a lot of different people, and just expanding in all those types of ways. I also feel like for some of you, you're going to be communicating a lot. There's a lot of speaking that's going to be happening in this next chapter of your life. And that might be that for your work, for example, you might be traveling and talking at seminars and things like that. It's just an example, but like you could be doing some type of work that is requiring you to speak a lot, or just in general in your life, because you're traveling, you're opening up and you're learning new things and meeting new people. You're going to be communicating a lot. There's a lot of heavy emphasis on communication as well, and I feel like you're going to be really open to see where things take you. Rather than having a fixed mind on where you want to go, I feel like you're being more open. Like you have a general idea of how you want your life to go and what direction, but I feel like in this next chapter of your life that the emphasis is on being open to experiencing new things and experiencing things as they come, rather than trying to be so focused and like narrow visioned. It doesn't seem like this next chapter, you're not being narrow visioned anymore. Like, or even if that was never you, that's not happening in this next chapter. This next chapter is about broadening your vision and being open to experiencing all the things, instead of just trying to focus in on one or two things. The best way I can sum up the main theme of your next chapter is that you're ready, you're open to explore, to learn, to grow, and to try new things and build new experiences, meet new people, and talk to a variety of different people, and just communicate. And yeah, like you're ready to grow and explore and be open. So now let's get into your tarot on what is closing for good. What cycles are you closing out for good and leaving behind? What cycles is pile 2 closing out for good? Oh, it fell. So we have the Page of Cups and the Five of Cups. The cycle that you're closing out is no longer living in regret and no longer feeling like you're missing out on things, no longer feeling like you're missing out on experiences and constantly behind the ball or missed opportunities. Like, no, you're going after those things. And so that cycle is closing for good. I also feel like there's a specific thing here about grief from your childhood. So any inner child work you've been doing, you're closing out the wounds from your childhood. And the last thing that I'm getting with this is that you're closing out a cycle of feeling left behind or alone or isolated. I think if for some of you have childhood wounds of feeling alone, of feeling left out, those things are closing out. And any childhood wounds that have been lingering on, any past memories where you look back and you feel really sad, those things are being fully closed out. You're no longer going to feel emotionally drained. I think you're closing out those past wounds that may be draining you right now. And by closing that out in this next chapter, and with all this openness as well, you're not going to feel emotionally drained anymore. You're not going to feel this 1 minute feeling good and having lots of energy and the next minute feeling really down or having no energy, and that fluctuation, that hot and cold type thing. I don't feel like you're going to have to deal with that anymore. I feel like that's completely closing out. You're not going to feel that way in the next chapter. All right, let's see what the catalyst is that's bringing in this next chapter. So Spirit, what is the catalyst that brings this next chapter in for pile 2? Ace of Wands. Spirit is saying that this catalyst is a fresh start, a new beginning, something that sparks life within you, something that piques your interest, that gets your passions going, that gets the fire within you going, that gets you motivated, that brings life back into you, that makes you feel good and energized and wanting to get up and out of bed in the morning, like something that excites you. That thing is going to be the catalyst. There's no one thing for everybody. Obviously, this is a general reading, so it's going to be very different for everybody. But it's that thing that is going to be the catalyst to this next chapter. And you'll know that you're entering this next chapter when you start to experience this thing, whatever it is. It's something that is going to, like I said, get you motivated and excited and breathe life into you. It's going to make you very happy. Like, it could be something as simple as a new book to read. And that, like, as an example, could be the thing that is the catalyst for this next chapter. It doesn't matter how big or small that thing is. It's just something that sparks life in you because it's exciting for you. It's it's motivating. You're happy. You're looking forward to it, and it breathes life into you. It could be a vacation for some of you. It could be a book. It could be a new hobby. It could be anything. Literally anything. But yeah, that's what Spirit's giving me, is that is going to be the catalyst for you. And you'll know once you start to feel that's like a good sign that you're starting this next chapter. This next chapter is about to start. So now let's take a look at what's going to happen in this next chapter. Spirit, what major event will be happening in this next chapter for pile 2? I swear I thought one of the cards flipped over. I guess not. Okay, what major event will be happening in this next chapter for pile 2? Oh, it did flip over. Just saw it. Oh my God, it's the Fool. Okay, so it is a new beginning. There's a new beginning, a new adventure on the horizon for you in this next chapter. The major event is that you're closing out a pretty big cycle and you're in this current chapter, you're closing out a big cycle. In this next chapter, you're starting something completely fresh, something completely new. You're starting from the ground up. I feel like for some of you, with this Fool here, you might be moving. You might be changing homes or relocating or going to live in a new country or a different area. And that could be a huge like event that's going to be happening in this next chapter. I'm really feeling a move here. Like you're up and leaving your current area. This could even be a job for some of you, moving a job, moving homes, but there's some type of move that's happening in this next chapter, and it's you leaving behind your old area, the old thing, the old job, the old home, and just it almost feels like sudden, not very like planned, but more of just like, I'm just tired of being here. I'm doing it. Like that's the kind of energy that's coming through with this next with this event in the next chapter. It's like you're just making that decision. You're not second guessing it anymore. You're not really planning a whole lot. You're kind of just going for it. And I feel like it's going to be so refreshing for you, so like fulfilling internally. I think it's going to allow you to explore a new way of doing things and explore a new lifestyle even. Like I just feel like it's a refresh that you really needed. For some of you, you could also be entering a new relationship. Like we saw in the main theme, you could be meeting new people and just making new friendships, meeting a new community of people. And just seems like as a major life event, it's moving, it's getting out of the old. That is the major life event. So however that will apply to you, for the majority of you, I'm getting the sense that you're moving, like physically moving, but this could also be moving jobs or fit it to your situation. But there's definitely a huge move on the horizon for you, and it's not something again that's planned. It's just impromptu is the word that comes up. So it's something that you're just going for. So now let's see, is there anything else, any other major events that will happen in the next chapter of Pile 2's life? Is there any? Whoa. I feel like after this move, there's a lot of things that will happen for you. Because that refresh is something that you really, really need. And it's going to feel amazing, and I feel like you'll have the vitality to try new things and just experience more things. Can we get one more card to see any other major events in the next chapter of Pile 2's life? We have the Seven of Pentacles. So yeah, Spirit's basically saying that there's many doors in front of you that will open up for you after this move, whether it's moving from a job, moving homes, moving whatever. After that move, there's going to be a lot of different doors and opportunities that open up for you. All right, so let's see how you will grow and evolve in this next chapter. How will Pile 2 grow and evolve in this next chapter? We have the Ace of Cups. Oh. The first thing that I'm getting with this Ace of Cups is that you'll grow and evolve into who you've always wanted to be and finally learn who that is. I feel like through this next chapter, you're going to really learn who you are and who you want to be and who you no longer want to be. So you'll really be exploring more about you and learning and growing in that way. With the fact that this swan is having the reflection of a swan with like a crown and a necklace and like all these things that it doesn't actually have, I'm getting the sense that in this next chapter, you're going to grow and evolve into somebody who is able to see the vision of who they want to be and have that clarity and walk towards it, move towards that, hold that vision high. I feel like your vision for yourself and your value, the value that you place on your life, the value that you see yourself with, or the value that you see in yourself is going to be increasing. You're going to see your value, and I think you're just going to value your life so much more. And I feel like you're really going to gain a whole lot of clarity on you as a person, as an individual, who you are, who you want to be, your true value and worth. And I feel like you're just going to love yourself so much more. Your self-love is going to be increasing so much. In this next chapter, you're going through a huge upgrade in self-love, in loving yourself, loving your life, in knowing that you're worthy of being who you want to be, of stepping into that version of you, because that version of you already exists within you, and you're going to start to see how you can bring that out. I also wanted to take one card from this deck to see how you are growing and evolving in this next chapter. We have Scorpion. And the Sea Serpent at the bottom. I just wanted to read from the Scorpion card. We have passionate, competitive, tends towards isolation. The Scorpion is a passionate and determined creature. Their career is very important to them, as are a few select friends. Sometimes the Scorpion's heat festers and they focus on an unresolved event from the past, usually a situation where they were left feeling burned. The Scorpion card says it's time to come clean about your feelings so everyone can heal and you can get back to your usual fiery but fun self. When in balance, wild and free, fierce. When out of balance, jealous, resentful, unresolved. To bring into balance honesty and forgiveness. I feel like that's what you're that's how you're evolving and growing in this next chapter, is that you're resolving, like we saw here, any past wounds or any past burns or triggers or traumas. You're moving past all of that, and you're returning to your passionate self. I feel like your fiery energy is increasing, your passions are increasing, you're becoming so much more radiant and full of life. And you're not allowing burns to stop you, but you're addressing them. I feel like in this next chapter, you're learning how to address burns and stuff in a way that is still in like a mature way, in a grounded way, in a way that honors you, but isn't lashing out, if that makes sense. Like you don't wait till it becomes so bad that you lash out, but rather you just address things as they come up. And I think because of that, it's keeping you a lot more peaceful. It's making your life feel more peaceful because you don't have a bunch of lingering weights and things on your shoulder, like lingering problems, if that makes sense. Like you're addressing them as they come up, and so they're not just lingering in your energy field, and because of that you feel a lot lighter and a lot less weighed down, and you're not just lashing out at people, but you're capable of being fun and passionate and using your fires to help elevate you. And I think you're just leveling up in life and maturing and growing into your own person. I feel like you're shedding the weight of like your family or any expectations that were placed on you and other people's opinions of you. And you're really truly becoming your own person, seeing who you are. Who do you want to be? How do you want to live your life? And you're really answering those questions and stepping into that version of you. Now let's get one last message before we enter the extended. And if you're interested in the extended, the link for that will be in the description box, and the reading breakdown for it will be in the intro. So Spirit, what last message would you like to give pile 2 before we head into the extended? Whoa. All right, let's try that again. Sometimes this deck can, like, the cards can stick together. So, can we just get one? We have kyanite and orange calcite. Again, there's a lot of blue and purple energy I wanted to mention. I forgot to mention that when we started your reading, but there's a lot of blue and purple energy. And it is also fascinating to me that you chose the amethyst because it's purple and there's a lot of purple here. And the amethyst speaks about breaking out of addictions and cycles and patterns that have been weighing us down. And it's also a very royal stone. It was associated with the royals. So I feel like in this next chapter of your life, you're breaking out of addictive patterns and tendencies, and you're upgrading yourself to feel much more royal and feel more valuable to yourself. Like, it doesn't matter how others perceive you, but for yourself, you're starting to see your value more and starting to treat yourself in that highly valuable way. So let's read from the guidebook for these, but your throat chakra and your sacral chakra are being highlighted here. I feel like we've already seen that you're going to be communicating a lot. So during this next chapter, and I feel like Spirit is just encouraging you to allow yourself to speak your mind. Don't hold back, because it'll help you also learn how best to communicate your thoughts and emotions in a way that the other person or even for yourself can understand. But if you hold back, it'll be really difficult for you to start to understand how to do that or to build that skill, because it is a skill and it's not something that we always know how to do right off the bat. Sometimes we have to learn how to grow in that way. And one more thing I wanted to mention before I read from the guidebook is the numbers 28 and 40. For some of you, this next chapter could start when you turn 28 or 40, or it could last between these years. If you are between these ages, it could be there. It could also be something completely different. It doesn't have to necessarily be age. It could be 2028, like, apply it. But those numbers seem to be significant somehow. We have 28 kyanite, resolving disputes, diplomacy, restoring harmony, mending fences, and building bridges. Harmony means that even though we are all different, we can blend our unique voices to create an ethereal chorus that uplifts us all. Kyanite Spirit's message is that now is an excellent time for fixing those sour notes that have appeared, resolving any disputes and healing any rifts for the good of all. Although we each have our own ways, we can learn so much and gain tremendous support when we let go of our rigid, my way or the highway attitude. Recognizing that we are all imperfect, looking for our commonalities can steady us when we're feeling a bit shaky. Tune into others and work towards harmony. You'll find yourself growing and becoming stronger as a result. At this time, honesty is required. Be willing to look more clearly at others, your situation, and yourself so that you can find ways to work together and find common ground if possible. We are all imperfect, but love and but love and a commitment to fairness helps us heal ourselves and our relationships. There is a value in different perspectives, and we can agree to disagree, for many voices are needed in a choir. We are called to delight in differences, for we have to lean on each other and we're always interconnected. Keep this in mind as you take action to heal hurt feelings and reconnect with others in the tribe. Meditation with kyanite clears the chakras and energy fields. It brings harmony to situations where differing viewpoints exist and assists in resolution. This is an excellent stone to carry when attending meetings where diplomacy is required. And then we have orange calcite. Creativity, the pleasure of birthing something new, sensuality and sexuality. The creative force of the conscious universe flows through you, and this is a fertile time for you as you feel your connection to the source of all inventiveness. Right now, your ability to channel creativity and birth something new is exceptional. Orange calcite Spirit's message is to fully inhabit the role of artist and co-creator, for you are the creative type right now. Being playful as you exercise your imagination will help you recognize what you want to co-create and how you might take action towards fulfilling your deepest desires. As you begin to craft something new, you will feel inspired and filled with optimism because the conscious universe is actually coming through you to express itself. You are both the created and the co-creator, an expression of the conscious universe and one who expresses its creativity. Fulfillment, purpose, and joy are the gifts you receive when you become a clear channel for the artistry of the conscious universe. Begin to heal the wound of the past created when you were told no or you said no to your potential. Say yes to yourself today, for your creative soul is urging you to let it express itself. Start by drawing, painting, dancing, singing. Use any art form that puts you in touch with your awesome inner artist, for it will help you remember how powerful a co-creator you are. Orange calcite is a firestone that fuels the second sacral and third solar plexus chakras. Unlike many firestones, it has a gently stimulating rather than overwhelming energy. It is excellent for overcoming shyness as well as depression. Meditate with orange calcite when you need courage. So pile 2, this is where I'm going to leave your reading if you're not joining me in the extended. Thank you so much for allowing me to do this reading for you, and thank you so much for being here. If this reading resonated with you, then like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm sending you lots of love and light, and I'll catch you in another video reading. Bye. Hello, pile 3. How are you doing? Let me know in the comment section below. You've chosen this black tourmaline, and I'm going to keep your crystal right here. Before we get into your reading, if you're interested in diving deeper in your inner work journey, then definitely consider one-on-one coaching with me. Through my one-on-one coaching program, I help women connect with their spirit in a way that's aligned with you, in a way that's specifically designed for you. And I give you the tools you need in your inner work journey to empower you, and again, in a way that's aligned with you. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, my coaching link is in the description box. And if you want to book personal tarot readings, the link for that is also in the description box. So now let me lay out your cards. We have actually, hold on, before I do this, I actually got a few messages for you. One is that you have this magnetic energy and aura. It's like a mysterious magnetism. That was the exact words that came through, is mysterious magnetism to you. And I don't really know if this has anything to do with this next chapter, or that if that was just a message that Spirit wanted to give you, but there's something about your aura and your energy that is extremely magnetic. And then I also saw number 77 right before I started filming your reading. So look up number 77 and see what message or what's associated with that, because I feel like that's significant to your pile and group. And if you want to leave it in the comment section below, definitely do so. Okay, so now let's get into your cards. We have purification, courage, first house, Uranus, and the Fool. I'm going to lay these out and I'll be right back. So pile 3, I've laid out your cards, and if you want a reading breakdown, it's going to be in the intro, but this is the main theme of the next chapter in your life. And the first thing that I'm seeing is that the next chapter of your life is all about breaking out of your shell. It's coming out of your shell and stepping into a new version of you. I feel like you're going to be going through a lot of major changes in your physical body. You could be changing your style, changing your aesthetic, changing your fashion, things like that, but also like on a physical level, I feel like there's a lot of changes happening. Your hair could be growing, like there's so many different changes happening to your physical body. I also feel for many of you on a hormonal level too, like not that I'm a medical expert or anything like that, but this is just coming through that on a hormonal level, I think you're starting to balance your hormones out. And if that's something that you struggled with, I think this next chapter is you really focusing in on that and working to heal those things. But I also just get the sense that there's a lot of changes happening for you in this next chapter. Changes to your personality, but just a lot of changes in general. I think you're cleansing out a lot of old patterns and cycles, and just doing a lot of cleansing work and really reevaluating who you are and who you want to be. And I think you're becoming more courageous. You're becoming more courageous and having the courage to actually step out of your shell. And this courage card gives me warrior energy. I feel like you're becoming far more courageous, and the inner courage that you have that may be dormant for some of you is like awakening through this next chapter. That inner courage is really coming out, and you're gonna be like a warrior. You're gonna be incredibly strong through this next chapter. There's a lot of strength building that you're going through. I mean, this could be on a physical level, like you could literally be going and doing strength building exercises and stuff like that, but I feel it's both possibly on a physical level, but also on an energetic and spiritual level. Your inner courage is really getting activated, and you're becoming so much more fiery and so much more strong through this next chapter. Whatever it is that you're facing and going through in this next chapter, it's going to really strengthen you. I feel like you're truly stepping out of hiding away. And it's also fascinating because before I actually started your reading, because I have to break this reading up, it's a pretty long reading. So before I started your reading, I was cooking, and in the spinach box, there was a butterfly still in the cocoon. So it's kind of fascinating that I just remembered that. And I feel like that's representative of your next chapter. It's you're building so much courage and strength and finally stepping out of that cocoon. Breaking open, breaking that shell, and becoming so much stronger. And this is all happening in the next chapter. This is the main theme of your next chapter. It's strengthening yourself. It's becoming courageous. It's breaking out of your shell. It's cleansing and rejuvenating your energies, and also just going through a lot of major transformations on a physical level. I think you're also going to experience a lot of changes in your life, but that's not necessarily a bad thing, because Spirit is saying that those changes are strengthening you. So now let's take a look at what you are closing and leaving behind, what cycles you are closing and leaving behind for good. Ooh, that's a lot. Wow. Strength. Okay, so we have Strength, the Ace of Cups, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Three of Wands. That's a lot of cards, so I just want one. Spirit, what is pile 3 closing? What cycles are they closing and leaving behind for good? I feel like you're going to be closing, because we have this purification and cleansing, and also with Uranus here, I feel like you're actually going to be closing a lot of different cycles, and that's why there's a lot of cards flying out too. There's a lot of energy here. I think you're going to be going through a major like inner work journey through this next chapter, where you're just closing out some major cycles that have been following you since childhood. And I also get the sense that you're also closing out ancestral cycles. And the other thing that's coming through right now is that through this next chapter, you're no longer afraid of challenges, and you're no longer afraid of anything, really. Like, you're turning into this person who doesn't really have fear. Like, even if fear comes up, it doesn't stop you. It's not a block in your path. I think you're clearing out a lot of blockages as well, especially related to fear. So, Spirit, can we get one card on what pile 3 is closing? Four of Wands. Okay, so some of you could be closing out a chapter in your home life, like a significant cycle in your home life, a significant chapter that deals with your home. Some of you, this could be marriage. You could be ending a marriage. But for others of you, this could be just closing out patterns and cycles in your home. So, like I said, from your childhood, things that have been lingering around in your home, in your ancestry, in your family. Like, I'm hearing you're learning major lessons through your home life, and you're closing those cycles out for good. And it seems like any wounds that you may have experienced in either romantic relationships, friendships, or in relationships with your family, those cycles and or patterns are also being closed out through this next chapter. And for you, it's interesting because for the last two piles, I was feeling like this stuff is being closed out before they enter this next chapter. For you, I'm getting the sense that it's partly stuff you've already closed out, and there's gonna still be some things lingering in this next chapter that you'll be closing as you move through the next chapter. And it's not like a heavy burden. It's being closed out in a state of flow, so you're not putting a whole lot of direct intention on closing it out. It seems like it's just being closed out naturally. Now let's see the catalyst that is bringing this next chapter in. Again, too many. All right, Spirit, what is the catalyst that's bringing this next chapter in for pile 3? Whoa. We have Temperance. I'm actually feeling called to go back to this Four of Wands for a second here. I feel like part of the cycles and things that you're closing and leaving behind is disharmony in the home, a lack of unity in the home. I feel like you're closing out cycles that deal with any sort of disharmony in your home life. The reason I went back to this Four of Wands is because once this Temperance card came out, I got a lot of messages about that this next chapter is starting as you begin the work to harmonize your home life and balance things out in your home life. And we did have the Two of Cups at the bottom of this of the deck when the Four of Wands came out. So I'm actually feeling like for many of you, the cycles that you're closing and leaving behind in this next chapter has to do with, like what we just said, disharmony in the home, a lack of unity in the home, a lack of like structure in the home, and just feeling safe in your home environment. The cycles that you're closing out have a lot to do with your home environment and the relationships within your home environment, and I say home, but this doesn't literally mean your physical home. What I mean by home could also mean like the relationships in your inner circle, your comfort zone, like those relationships, those things, the disharmony there is what you're leaving behind. So even if this has nothing to do with an actual marriage or leaving behind a marriage or a relationship, this could just be leaving behind cycles and patterns of not having harmonious relationships, of having like disharmony in relationships, having a lot of fighting in relationships, things like that. That is the cycles and patterns that you're leaving behind. And the catalyst to this next chapter is you starting that work of balancing things out, balancing relationships out, balancing yourself out. For some of you, this could be balancing your masculine and feminine energies. For others of you, this could be hormonal balancing. This could be balancing your time. This could also even look like alchemizing your pains from the past to be wins. Whatever it is for you specifically, the catalyst is some type of balancing act that you're doing or starting that is then launching you into this next chapter. And for many of you, I'm getting the feeling that this isn't something you're doing with the intention of starting a new chapter or the next chapter. It's just something that naturally happens. Like it's going to just naturally happen. Everything in your reading seems like it's naturally flowing. There's no real I don't think you're intending for these things to happen. They just seem to be naturally happening. With every next step you take, it seems like it's drawing you closer to this next chapter. I specifically want to say that this catalyst also has a lot to do with wanting to move away from disharmony and discontent. Like there's just something around disharmony and discontent in your life, in your home life, in your inner circle that you want to move away from somehow. And like I said, if this has to do with like your health, you not wanting to feel unhealthy anymore, not wanting to feel like misaligned or imbalanced, and that's leading you to start this work of balancing things out. Like apply it to your situation. I'm just giving examples based on what's coming to me. Whatever it is that you're trying to balance out is because you're finally getting tired of the disharmony and you want to move on, or it's just like you want to move on from something, and so you're looking to balance things out because of that. And that's the catalyst that then brings in this next chapter. So now let's see what major event will be happening in this next chapter for you. The Three of Wands. Okay, so you'll be moving on. Like, I think you'll be moving out of this discomfort, and there's a lot of movement happening for you. We even have the Ace of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So your vision is also expanding, and I think you're growing and moving on to something bigger. I feel like you're finally planning a move and taking action on it. The major event that's happening in the next chapter of your life is that your plans are being set into motion. Whatever plans that you've had right now, or you're creating new plans as this next chapter unfolds, those plans are being set into motion. They're happening for you. So you're not going to be stuck. You're not going to be waiting. You're finally moving forward on your plans. I also want to get one more card for this. So is there any other major events happening for pile 3 in this next chapter, Spirit? You could be meeting so we have the King of Cups here. And I feel like this could be two things. You're either meeting somebody who embodies this King of Cups energy, who is very in tune with themselves and very grounded and stable and calm. Or you are aligning with these energies, aligning with this King of Cups energy and up-leveling in your life. Like the King of Cups as a major event could be a raise in your work, a new position, a new leadership position, a leadership role, entering a leadership role. This could even be for some of you becoming a parent. I feel like for many of you, you're also making plans to move to a higher position, either in your work or in your life in general, like to move to a higher position, to try to achieve a higher goal, and you're taking action on those plans in this next chapter. And I also feel like you're overcoming many challenges in this next chapter as you elevate yourself. So you're strengthening, like we saw in the main theme, like you're strengthening yourself as you move into elevating in this new position. You're strengthening yourself by overcoming a lot of challenges that might come your way. So now let's see how you will grow and evolve in this next chapter. How is pile 3 growing and evolving in this next chapter? Thank you. Okay, we have the Knight of Cups and the Six of Wands here. So I think you're maturing for many of you, but with the Knight of Cups, I also feel like you're glowing up. Like we kind of already saw that with this first house here, but you're definitely glowing up with the Six of Wands. You're being seen more. How you're evolving in this next chapter is you're allowing yourself to be seen more, which makes perfect sense with the Fool here. And we were talking about how you're breaking out of your shell. You're really stepping into the limelight. You're stepping out of hiding is what's coming to me. But you're being seen more. You're being recognized. You're definitely glowing up, and I think you're going to feel a lot better. But with the Knight of Cups, it's going to be a journey. I feel like this growth and evolution that you're going through in this next chapter is a journey of up-leveling yourself, a journey of glowing up. It's a journey of coming to love yourself. Dedicate time and energy to taking care of yourself, to taking care of and meeting your needs and fulfilling your needs. We also have the Knight of Pentacles at the bottom and the Empress underneath that. So I feel like the way you're glowing, or the way you're growing and evolving in this next chapter is also slowly putting your finances together, slowly building a stable and reliable structure for yourself. And a lot of that has to do with this courage and this inner strength that you're developing, which is then helping you to build out a solid structure and solid foundation for yourself. I think a lot of this next chapter is about building you up, becoming who you want to be, and really building yourself up, taking actions on your plans, and breaking out of the mold that maybe other people had set on you, or that you had been carrying for your life since childhood, things like that. You're breaking out of that mold and you're stepping into who you actually want to be, building that person up, building that identity up, drawing out like dormant parts of you and letting them shine through. And I also wanted to get one card from this deck to see how you are growing and evolving in this next chapter. So Spirit, how is pile 3 growing and evolving in this next chapter? Wow. Peacock, and you have a peacock on this 6 of Wands here. So the way in which you're growing and evolving is you're becoming more colorful. I think you're becoming more full of life, more colorful, more vibrant. You're being seen more, so you're putting yourself out there more. This could even be like because the Knight of Cups here, this could be in relationships as well. You might be putting yourself out there more if that applies for you. But I just think that you're allowing yourself to spread out. You're spreading your wings, like you're allowing yourself to take up space. You're really breaking free out of like boxes and molds and things like that. Like there's a lot of breakthrough energy here in your pile and in your reading. It's like you're breaking through, you're breaking free of any limitations, of any molds, of any boxes that you placed yourself in or that other people placed you in. Limitations is not a word that's going to exist as you come out of this next chapter. Like this next chapter is you just growing to your fullest potential, or at least starting that work and building that foundation out for yourself. So now let's get one last closing message from Spirit. Oh, actually I wanted to take it from this deck. Spirit, what last closing message would you like to give before we head into the extended? And the link for the extended is going to be in the description box if you're interested. What last message would you like to give pile 3, Spirit, about this next chapter? Wow. So the watermelon tourmaline is also about letting your uniqueness shine through, because it's such a unique crystal. Like, first of all, it looks like a watermelon, but also the coloration, like you don't naturally see these colors very often in nature. You know, it's such a vibrant pink and green. And I don't know if the actual crystal is this vibrant or if it's just because the picture looks like that. I've not actually seen a watermelon tourmaline, but in general, like this coloration is quite unique in nature. So I think the message that Spirit has for you is to allow your uniqueness to shine through, tap into your uniqueness, start to love the things that make you unique, start to appreciate those things, see them, value them, because that is what makes you highly valuable. your uniqueness is a beautiful part of you. It sets you apart from the mold, and it'll be such a huge catalyst to your success or just to your life experience. It's going to add a lot of like flavor to your life experience. I don't know why I'm thinking of cooking right now, but let's read from the guidebook for this. Okay, seeing perfection in the moment, basking in the bliss of just being, natural joy, and a peaceful heart. Watermelon tourmaline spirit comes bearing the message that the divine order supports you in experiencing your bliss. Notice the perfection in this moment, the unbreakable or that unbreakable connection to universal consciousness within you. The conscious universe is here to guide you so you may feel and experience bliss as it radiates outward. Your outer conditions will soon respond with the reflection of your natural joy and your peaceful heart. Forget the small stuff today and simply be present, feeling your bliss, experiencing that you are where you need to be, filled with joy, enthusiasm, and optimism right now. Yes, problems exist and always will, but watermelon tourmaline spirit is here to remind you that they do not have to define your experience in this life, and you are an extremely powerful healer and co-creator. So let joy and peace arise within you. You are asked now to acknowledge your co-creative powers and your ability to collaborate in the great healing work of the all. Do not let your ego distract you from the pleasure of knowing that each moment you are here, you have the distinct honor of being able to contribute to the healing of the planet and all her creatures. The conscious universe is giving you a shout out, so bask in your bliss. Life is good and getting better every moment. Watermelon tourmaline gently grounds while stimulating the heart. Meditation with this stone allows us to be present in the moment. It brings in a feeling of gratitude and helps us understand that life is precious and perfect in every moment, regardless of what is happening around us. So pile 3, I just want to add that I feel like as you start to embrace the things about you and your story that make you unique, that set you apart, that help you to break out of this mold, you're going to feel much more in alignment with your true self. And I think that's what really is going to bring out that feeling of bliss and that magnetic energy. Although, because in the way before I even started your reading, the message that came through and just the feeling of your energy, or the feeling of your pile, was very magnetic. I think you already have a very strong magnetic aura and pull to you. And for some of you, if you feel like you've been struggling to draw things into your life, it might just be that you've put yourself in a box and so kind of like closed off your own natural magnetic aura. And the more you remove that box and the more free you allow yourself to be, the more magnetic you're going to become, because that's your natural aura, that's your natural state of being that you're returning to. So pile 3, this is where I'm going to leave the main portion of your reading. If you're not joining me in the extended, thank you so much for allowing me to do this reading for you, and thank you so much for being here. I truly hope that this reading helped you and brings you the clarity you need as you move into this next chapter, whenever that happens for you. If you like this reading or it resonated with you, then like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm sending you lots of love and light, and I'll catch you in another video or reading. Bye. Hello pile 4, how are you doing? Let me know in the comments section below. You've chosen this shungite egg, and I'm going to keep your crystal right here. Before we get into your cards, if you're interested in diving deeper into your inner work journey, then consider one-on-one coaching with me. Through my one-on-one coaching program, I help women connect to their spirit in a way that's aligned and specifically designed for you. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, my coaching link is in the description box. And if you wanted to book personal tarot readings, the link for that is also in the description box. So now let's take a look at your cards. We have clarity, inner peace, the ninth house with faith, and the high priestess. So let me lay your cards out and I'll be right back. Hello pile 4, I've laid out your cards. So these cards represent the main theme of your next chapter, and if you want a full reading breakdown, it's going to be in the intro. So one of the first things that I'm getting is that over this next chapter, you're going to be going through a journey of finding inner peace, of gaining inner peace. And I know that sounds really like woo-woo or just kind of broad in a way. But what I mean by that is that you're going to be really evaluating in your life what needs to be simplified so that you can feel lighter and less burdened. I think you're going to be doing a lot of inner reflection, a lot of soul searching. And I think also through this process, you're going to be connecting very deeply to your faith, to your spirit, to your intuition, and having very strong downloads and intuitive knowings. And your eyesight also might be improving over this next chapter. And this could be like your actual eyesight or your inner eye because of the simplifying that I feel like you're going to be going through. Your inner eye, your third eye could be also clearing out. I feel like there's a lot of blockages that are going to be removed. And in general, I think this next chapter is going to be a very lucky one, a very like abundant next chapter. And I'm feeling like you're going to be in a state of flow. I just keep hearing that there's a lot of good luck in this next chapter of your life. There's a lot of flow. A lot of things are aligning for you. I think your mind is also aligning. Your subconscious is aligning with the conscious desires that you have. I feel like you're just having a lot of clarity and peace. Like it just seems to be a very peaceful next chapter. Not to say that like there aren't going to be things that you'll have to deal with, but I just feel like you're going to be in a true state of flow. For some of you, if you've worked on your chakras, this could be like a Kundalini awakening where you just feel aligned and in this like state of bliss and flow. And even just tapping into your energy, I feel very at peace. I feel very relaxed. Like I feel very light. And I think that's how this next chapter is going to be for you. The main theme of your next chapter is a feeling of peace, a feeling of lightness, a feeling of clarity, of knowing the steps ahead and what to do, and just a feeling of being at home in your presence and at peace in your presence, content with your life and feeling blissful and in a state of flow. And because we have the High Priestess in clarity, I feel like your intuition is going to be extremely strong in this next chapter of your life. I think you're going to be receiving a lot of downloads that are very powerful, and I just feel like your connection to source is going to be very clear, very strong, and very powerful. And I also want to mention that there's a 33 on this card, and the High Priestess is number 2. But these look like the Roman numeral 2 looks like a double 1, so 11. And we also have 1 here. So I feel like there's going to be a lot of synchronicities around numbers for you in this next chapter. And that might be a good indication that you're stepping into this next chapter when you start to see a lot of number synchronicities, or maybe a lot of repeating 3s and 1. Now let's take a look at what you're closing, what cycle you're closing and leaving behind for good. What cycle is pile 4 closing and leaving behind for good? Wow, that's a lot of cards. So we have the 3 of Swords, the 10 of Swords being reversed, the 6 of Swords reversed, the 8 of Wands, the Knight of Wands reversed, Ace of Swords reversed, and the 5 of Cups. So that's a lot of cards, so I'm not going to take all of those, but I'm getting the feeling that that you're leaving and closing behind a lot of different cycles. It's interesting because I believe one of the other piles had a similar message for this. They had a lot of energy here too. But I feel like for you, you're closing it out. And as you enter this next chapter, that's why you're feeling so light and so free. Is because you're no longer carrying burdens from the past with you. And so you're entering this next chapter so much more weightless and just at peace with yourself, because you've just literally closed out so much from the past and release so much past baggage that now you're so much lighter and your energy is so much more clear, that you have the clarity you need. There's not a bunch of other things blocking or hazing your inner vision or clouding your inner vision. You've dealt with all of those things, and now you're able to have this clarity. So Spirit, can we get one? Thank you. We have the Page of Swords, and it did come reversed, so we're going to keep it like that. I also am feeling called to mention that over this next chapter, you're going to be diving really deep into your spiritual practices. I'm not sure if I mentioned that already, but the reason I feel like that's coming up is because the thing that you're leaving behind with this Page of Swords being reversed is doubting your spiritual practices, or allowing doubts to creep into your mind. The cycles that you're closing out for good have everything to do with mental fog, a lack of clarity on next steps, not trusting your own next steps, or not trusting your inner guidance, allowing your mind to doubt your spirituality, your spiritual connection, your inner guidance, and also anything around not knowing how to communicate or articulate your thoughts and your feelings. I feel like you're closing that out. I think you're up-leveling in your communication skills. I feel like you're getting a better sense of knowing when and how to articulate and then communicate your thoughts and opinions. And also any like mental fatigue that you may have been dealing with, I feel like that's all closing out. I feel like you're just gaining a lot of clarity in your mind, and your communication style is upgrading. So you're closing out cycles around not being able to communicate well, or just having mental fog and not having the clarity that you needed. Now let's see the catalyst that's going to bring this next chapter in for you. Spirit, what is the catalyst that brings this next chapter in for pile 4? Thank you. We have the Ace of Wands here and the Nine of Swords. I also forgot to mention that right before I started your reading, the other candle that I had here went out, so I had to bring in this new candle and light it. So I feel like that's very like representative of this next chapter for you. I feel like you're also leaving behind a lot of old beliefs that may have served you at one point to bring you to where you're at right now. But I think as you enter this next chapter, you're going to be releasing a lot of those old beliefs. And not that those beliefs were bad or anything like that. I just feel like you're going to be diving deeper so you can replace it with beliefs that better serve you right now, or as you enter this next chapter that better serve you in this next chapter. But yeah, I forgot to mention that, and I think that was very significant for your pile because I feel like you're lighting a new flame. And especially with this Ace of Wands coming out for the catalyst, I think the catalyst is that you're lighting a new flame in your belief system, and you're overcoming any stress, or if you've been struggling with managing your time to get proper rest and stuff like that, if you've had a lot on your plate and it's been difficult to get good sleep, I think you're going to find a new inspiration or a new way of doing something to help manage your time, to help manage your responsibilities, so you can get the rest that you need, so you're not feeling so stressed and overwhelmed. It's not necessarily that you haven't been doing things great up until now. I just think that maybe you've had more responsibilities come in, or things are changing in your life, and so the old ways of doing things, or the old beliefs that you have had and the old patterns are not really serving you anymore. And I also want to say there's more energy coming to you. There's something that you're doing that is then sparking a boost of energy in your system, which I then feel like you're going to be able to use that boost to deal with anything that's been overwhelming you, anything that's been stressing you out, any responsibilities that you have. I feel like this boost is going to help you manage those things so that you can start to free yourself from this stressed out or overwhelming state, which makes perfect sense with the fact that like you're closing out a whole lot of stuff in before you enter this next chapter, and this next chapter is all about feeling lighter. So your mind is definitely going to feel lighter. It's going to feel more at ease. I feel like you're also going to have much better control over everything that's going on in your life, and so you feel at peace because now your new beliefs or the new system that you've put in place is supporting your growth. Just to sum this up, the catalyst is going to be some type of new spark or new motivation, new idea that's going to help you to deal with all of the stresses or all the responsibilities that you have. So you'll finally be able to feel like you can manage all of those things and at ease and a little bit relaxed. And so you can get some sleep. So your mind isn't so overrun with all the responsibilities and all these things that you have going on. You can finally get some rest and just relax. So now let's see what's going to be happening, what major events are going to be happening for you in this next chapter. A lot of things I'm getting. We have the King of Cups, the Sun being reversed, and then the Seven of Cups. This is a lot of cards, but I guess we'll just go with it. Right, so I'm actually getting a very specific message with this, that if you've been dealing with, like if you just had a child, for example, and you and your significant other or your partner are struggling to manage that, I feel like the major event in this next chapter is you guys finding a really good routine that works for both of you so you can manage that, all of your guys' responsibilities and this new child. For some of you, you might even be having another child, and that's obviously going to be a very specific message for you. Take it if it applies. But I'm just feeling like over this next chapter, there's going to be a few major events happening. For some of you, the major events may not necessarily just be in your life. I think they're going to be in the life of people close to you. I think there's going to be a lot of things happening in those people's lives, and it might be impacting you as well because you may be involved, like this may be loved ones and people you care about, and there might be a lot of things going on for them. And so even if it's not directly major events happening in your life, I think you're going to be still kept pretty busy with major events happening in other people's lives. But I also feel like for you personally, there's going to be another level up in your career or another level up in your personal life, that now you're going to be figuring out how to best manage this new set of responsibilities. Or like that seems to be another theme that keeps coming up in your reading, is how to manage this new set of responsibilities, or how to manage this new level up, because I think you're going through another level up, and over this next chapter I feel like you're really going to be figuring out how to best work with this new level up, how to like adjust and start to get in a good flow with this new level up. And if this level up is happening before this next chapter, then by this next chapter you're going to be having had already figured out how to manage those things, which I guess makes sense because we did kind of see that with the catalyst. Although I think for some of you this could be happening both before and still trailing into the next chapter, and that's why one of the major events that's coming through here is that you're leveling up and you're figuring out how best to now manage this level up and how to adjust and like get in alignment with it. And with the sun here, I just think that there's going to be a lot of brightness. Even the sun being reversed is still a bright card. Like if you think about when the clouds are over the sun, it doesn't mean that the sun isn't there anymore. And you can still kind of see it sometimes. You can still see the rays of light shooting through. Even on the most cloudiest of days, you can still kind of feel the sun and see it and sense its direction in the sky. So I feel like with it being reversed here, one of the major events that's happening is that even through cloudy days or cloudy skies, or even when things feel overwhelming, you're still going to have that sense of warmth. I think there's still going to be light, and I think you're still going to feel good, or come back to your, like, figuring out a way to come back to that good feeling. And I don't feel like these cloudy moments are going to be a bad thing. And I think it's just another opportunity for you to experience in life. But overall, I'm really feeling like the major life events are not so much happening just in your life. I think it's happening in the lives of the people you care about, and and also in your life as well. So it's like, it's not just about you. I think this next chapter is like, there's a lot of other people, your loved ones and stuff like that, who are also going to be highlighted and quite important during this next chapter. So now let's see how you will grow and evolve in this. Wow, we have the Empress at the bottom. Some of you really might be having a child or another child, and I think that's going to be another major life event that you'll be going through. So how will pile 4 grow and evolve in this next chapter? How will pile 4 grow and evolve in this next chapter? Uh-oh. So we have the Tower here. And I also wanted to get a card from this deck to see how you will grow and evolve. But don't be alarmed by this Tower. How will pile 4 grow and evolve in this next chapter? Thank you. Oh wow, this is a lot. So we have the buffalo, the shark, and the nightingale. I just want one. I want 3. Spirit, can I just get one card? It's interesting, that was at the bottom of the deck when I first started shuffling. Okay. So with this Tower and the Fox card here, that's really telling me that the way in which you're growing and evolving over this next chapter is that you're no longer feeling the need to stay fixed to one way of doing things. I think you're really expanding, and if one way isn't working, you're being the initiator of change and trying something else. And I think you're just being much more fluid. You're going to be taking things into your own hands. So when you recognize that things are no longer working, or the old foundation that you built or the old beliefs that you had are no longer serving you, I think you're not waiting for it to get to a position where it's extremely overwhelming. I feel like you're open to learning and evolving and changing as the situation requires. And I also feel like with this Fox here that you are making a lot of adjustments in relationships. I think that your relationships are going to be growing and evolving, because the foxes are not isolated creatures. They don't live in isolation. They live in communities. So I think that your community is going to be growing and evolving. You're going to be growing and evolving in that way. For some of you, you could be becoming a mentor, or but I think you're going to be in a position of teaching people now. Instead of being the person that's doing the work, I think you're going to be teaching how to do it. And you're going to be up leveling in that way. I'm actually getting the image from Avatar of when they go to that desert library, and the foxes are the like sources of information, like they're helping to guide the Avatar and like all those other guys through the library so they can find what they are looking for. I get the sense that that's the role that you're kind of stepping into in this next chapter. And this could be like on a small level with like if you have children with your kids, or it could be on like a career level, or it could just be in your own life, however it applies, you know. Over this next chapter, you're going to be growing into a teaching role and evolving out of like the student phase, although I don't really believe that anybody ever truly evolves out of that. I just feel like you're going to be teaching a lot more, and yeah, you're going to be evolving in that way. And I think your community, again, is being highlighted a lot in this reading. So I think over the next chapter, it's going to be a lot about the growth in your community, the growth in the people that you care about. And I feel like it's more than just you. You're expanding beyond just you, and this next chapter isn't just about you, it's about like you and your connections as well. So now let's get one last closing message from Spirit. Spirit, what last message would you like to give pile 4 before we move into the extended? The link for the extended is going to be in my description box if you're interested. One last closing message. Thank you. I believe that's more than one card. Oh no, it's just one. No, it's 2. We have blue lace agate and turquoise, which my blue lace agate is over there on the other side of the room, so I'm not going to get up and get it. But let's read from the guidebook. But blue lace agate is typically associated with our throat chakra, helping us to communicate, helping us to clear out communication blocks. If there has been any miscommunication between you and another person, I feel like over the thing that you're clearing out before you step into this next chapter is those communication blocks. I think you and that other person might be coming into greater harmony and greater understanding. I feel like and this doesn't have to be even a bad thing. Sometimes communication blocks are not bad things or like heavy things. They're just a miscommunication that we're working through, you know, and that happens in life. It's nothing like, there's nothing wrong with that. But also with turquoise, I actually have my turquoise right here, so I'm going to keep it here for you guys. Turquoise can also be about communication and helping us to communicate. I felt like putting it here instead. So yeah, the communication is definitely being highlighted over this next chapter. I'm going to read from the guidebook. I'm feeling called to mention quickly that if you feel like your communication has been all over the place, or that you've been struggling to communicate, which again is very normal. It happens from time to time as we have more responsibilities on our plate. Sometimes our mind is like in so many different arenas that it's difficult to find the right words to express how we're feeling. I feel like that is going to be clearing up before you enter this next chapter. We have blue lace agate, peaceful acceptance, stress-free, non-attachment, freedom from unnecessary dramas. Although crystals seem solid and permanent, all things on this earth change over time, even the minerals and the rocks. Transformation can be slow and nearly imperceptible, but we are always changing. Our lives flow like a river, slowly or quickly, but always in motion. And that's a good thing. The appearance of blue lace agate spirit calls for you to embrace the possibility of change without stress. You are not too old, too late, too stuck in your ways, too anything. You are enough, and you will have help as you dare to be different and step into a new destiny. Finding your purpose with peace in your heart instead of living according to the old patterns probably created long before you even thought about your habits and belief systems. Why hold on to a past that causes you stress and anxiety? It's already changing anyway. Impermanence is the nature of everything, and the conscious universe has so many ideas for how to help you be fulfilled, balanced, and joyful. Blue lace agate encourages you to relax and go with the flow. It opens the throat chakra and assists in clear yet gentle communication. Meditation with this stone can assist in slowing thoughts, clearing the mind and connecting with angels and guides. Maybe for some of you, I think through this next chapter, you're learning how to communicate in a more gentle way, in a way where you're less aggressive, or even if it's just like working with your mind, I feel like you're softening in your approach to communication and connecting to your mind. We have turquoise, storytelling, reframing a different way of perceiving. Each of us can experience the same event differently because all of us are coming from different vantage points. Know too that as you change, so will your perspective. And the message Turquoise Spirit has for you is that you can change your story of what happened in the past at any time. You can choose which details to focus on and how to interpret events, for you are being encouraged to claim your power as a storyteller. Make no mistake, storytelling is an awesome power, for no one can take your truth away from you, but you may discover that it has more angles than you realized. Just as a crystal turned over in your hand has more facets than apparent at first glance. What story will you tell? Will it be one that is heroic and empowering, worthy of your hard work and efforts to heal what is wounded within you? Rest assured that you can be honest about all that you have experienced and done, yet still write a story that will help you feel that you are strong, wise, and supported by the conscious universe. The truth we all share is complicated, and the way you tell your truth is up to you. So Turquoise Spirit encourages you to write your story well, in a way that honors, empowers, and heals you, and gives you strength, even if others may not seem to accept your truth. Tell it anyway, for doing so is a healing act. Maybe some of you are being encouraged to write your story, or write a story, to write and publish more written works. Even with this 9th house, the 9th house can deal with written works. So maybe some of you are being encouraged through this next chapter to start to write and publish your own work based on everything that you've learned so far in your journey. Turquoise teaches the beauty of wholeness. It assists us in honoring and bringing together all the pieces of ourselves in order to see the magnificence in the unique collage that we are. Meditation with this stone allows us to honor the whole of our being, even when others do not. So pile 4, this is where I'm going to leave your reading if you're not joining me in the extended. Thank you so much for allowing me to do this reading for you, and thank you so much for being here. If this reading resonated and you liked it, then like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm sending you lots of love and light, and I'll catch you in another video or reading. Bye.